From the News Channel 5 Network and AARP, this is AARP Connected.
It's a great day to be connected. Hi, I'm Mia McNeil, and welcome to AARP Connected, a show created to share, inspire, address important issues, and empower you to choose how you live as you age. As we do in each episode of AARP Connected, we will explore a topic that impacts all Tennesseans, and especially older adults. We'll discuss a wide range of topics here on AARP Connected, from fighting fraud and helping caregivers to supporting veterans, improving brain health, and much more. And today, we'll dive into an issue that could help you survive when a disaster strikes. In just a few minutes, we'll have a special guest joining us from the American Red Cross who will share her recommendations and expertise with us. But before we get into that conversation, we like to kick things off with a segment we call Things You Need to Know.
When your wallet goes missing, it can be incredibly stressful. Losing the cash you had is bad enough, but your credit cards and ID can be a goldmine for criminals to carry out credit card fraud and identity theft. What to do after your wallet is lost or stolen? First, cancel all your cards by calling the companies that issued them. Start with your debit card because it doesn't have as many protections as credit cards do. Next, make sure to submit a police report right away. The criminal may never get caught, but if someone tries to use your information, you have evidence of the theft. Freeze your credit. Contact each of the 3 credit reporting agencies and ask them to put a freeze on your credit report. This will prevent someone from opening up credit in your name. Here's a pro tip. You can sign up for fraud alerts on your financial accounts and they will notify you if there's any suspicious activity. For more tips, go to aarp.org/fraudwatchnetwork.
Criminals have several ways to take over people's financial accounts, so here are 3 ways you can keep yours safe and out of scammers' hands. Create unique passwords. Never use the same or similar passwords across multiple websites. If the criminal figures out one of your passwords, all of your other accounts will be at risk. Consider using a password manager, which can help you easily create, store, and recall unique passwords. When you sign up for 2-factor authentication, you get a one-time code via text, phone call, or email whenever you log into your online account. It's an additional way for the bank to confirm your identity and keep crooks out of your account. Make sure you're on your bank's genuine website by typing the web address into your browser. Clicking on links can send you to an imposter site. Or use the bank's app by downloading it from a trusted source like a reputable app store or your bank's website and keep it updated. For more scam tips, go to aarp.org/fraudwatchnetwork.
And finally, are you ready for retirement? A recent AARP study has revealed 1 in 5 adults ages 50 plus have no retirement savings, and more than half are worried they will not have enough money to support them in retirement. Fortunately, lawmakers around the country have taken notice, and there are several proposals on the table to make it easier to save for retirement. Check out aarp.org/financial trends to learn how AARP can help. It's never too late to take action and start saving. It seems like almost every time we turn on the TV, we see news reports covering severe weather, tornadoes, floods, wildfires, and even the occasional earthquake. I think the only thing we don't have to prepare for in Tennessee is a tsunami, thankfully. Now let's connect with Dr. Sarah Breazeale. Dr. Breazeale has been gracious enough to join us to talk about how best to prepare and respond to large-scale disasters. She is the Executive Director of the American Red Cross Mid-South Chapter and currently focused on 2 main priorities: ensuring the local American Red Cross story is told far and wide, with the hope that the Mid-South community understands the real impact happening in their backyard, and building partnerships with local organizations that can create a stronger community now and in the face of disaster. We are happy to have Dr. Breazeale as our guest today. Thanks for connecting with us, Sarah.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, let's jump right in. So for those who may not know, what exactly does the American Red Cross do?
Yes. So, we do a lot of things, but most people know us by our disaster response. But it's more than that, right? We help individuals and communities prepare for disasters. Of course, we're there if a disaster happens, helping them recover from that disaster. We also collect and distribute life-saving blood, accounting for about 40% of the nation's blood supply. We also work with our active duty military and veterans in various programs and services. And you may know us from providing different trainings like CPR, first aid, AED.
Fantastic. So it seems to me that natural disasters are happening more than they used to. Now, are there more significant disasters than, say, 20 years ago?
Yes, absolutely. So say in the 1980s, which was longer than 20 years ago, but in the early 1980s, we had about 82 days between an average billion-dollar disaster. Fast forward to 2023, 12 days. So from 82 days between billion-dollar disasters to 12 days between billion-dollar disasters. So yes, disasters, large-scale disasters are happening more frequently, much more frequently, which really magnifies the need for us to have this conversation to make sure people are prepared.
Wow. Okay, so what should people do about preparing for major events?
Yes. Well, first prepare, right? That's always the thing. So if you're watching this, please go home and prepare, right? But we encourage people to understand your risk, because every location has a different risk, right? You may see wildfires in East Tennessee, but you're not likely to see those in West Tennessee. Some areas are more prone to flooding. So one is understand your risk.
Fantastic.
Right? Two is make a plan to stay connected. So we want to make sure that you know how to receive information and also provide information if a disaster is on the way or if a disaster happens. Three is we want to encourage you to learn emergency skills. That could be first aid, AED. It could even be as a skill to learn how to live independently for 2 weeks. So if we had a large-scale disaster, no power for 2 weeks, do you have what you need to live independently for 2 weeks? And that's water, food, medicine, the list goes on, right? And then we want you to gather those supplies of emergency supplies that you might need. And we also, lastly, want you to make sure that you have a post-disaster plan. That means you know where are you going to go if you need to leave your house, and that's locally, but if you need to leave the area altogether, where can you go out of the area?
Fantastic. So much great information for our viewers, and I'm ready for more. We need to take a short break, but when we come back, we'll hear more about keeping you and your family safe in a large-scale disaster. Welcome back to AARP Connected. We're talking with our guest today, Dr. Sarah Breazeale from the American Red Cross, about how to best prepare and respond to a natural disaster. Now, you've brought some things along with you today, so tell us what you have to show us.
Yes, so when you think about emergency supplies, right, there's really two categories. You want a to-go bag. So in case you need to leave your house in a hurry, you have a bag you can pick up and go. And so what I have today is some of the supplies that might go in a go bag. And so I have a flashlight, but also extra batteries, right? And then a weather, this is battery powered, weather radio. So you can get the local weather, you know, if you don't have Wi-Fi or things like that. First aid kit. This is a portable, you can fill it with water. So it's a gallon of water. Emergency drinking water. So if you don't have access to faucet, or the water maybe not be clean, and then a can opener. Wow. So, because we think about you're bringing canned goods, but how are you going to open those canned goods potentially, right? And so we have a to-go kit, but we also want to encourage you to be ready at home for up to 2 weeks. So it's 2 weeks of food, 2 weeks of water, that's flashlight, plenty of batteries, battery-powered weather radio. So 2 weeks at home, and then 3 days if you need to get up and go, be prepared for.
Wow. Okay, so you've shared some really good information about what should be in your kit. What is the most important thing for people to know about preparing for severe weather and disasters?
One is to make sure it happens, right? To prepare in advance, because often we get notifications that we may have severe weather coming, and we all run to the grocery store, and we're trying to prepare in an emergency type situation, and we often forget things, right? We're forgetful when we're anxious and in a hurry, and so take time just to prepare. Think about your situation. Every situation is different. Maybe you have pets, and so you need to make sure in your emergency kit that you have pet food, or if they have medication, you may have medication. So make sure that you really think through your situation and take the time to prepare.
And so as far as the medication is concerned,
Yes.
should you plan for that 2-week period?
Absolutely, absolutely. So I would encourage everybody to talk to your doctor and tell them you're preparing for a potential emergency and what can you do. Also, if you need power for your medical devices, I would encourage you to talk to your local power company, because often they have priority restoration list. So they know if the power goes out, they're going to try to get your power to you first if possible, because you need that power for your medical devices.
Mm-hmm. And what about people who may be on oxygen?
Yes.
Are there some thoughts about that and how they should prepare?
Yes, definitely. If you have backups available for those things, that is definitely highly encouraged. But if you're on oxygen and you need power, I would always encourage you, if we know a storm's coming, there are often shelters that are open pre-storm, and you can go to that shelter. And that way they can help you through the situation individually.
Wonderful. Are there resources available to help people plan for a disaster, and what are they?
Absolutely. So we have so many resources. If you go to redcross.org, redcross.org, you can find dozens of checklists. A checklist for emergency supplies that you can use as a template and then customize it individually. You can find a checklist about how to prepare for a tornado or flooding or earthquake. We have lots of resources. So just go online and visit us to find out there's checklists.
Fantastic. Now tell me this, what is the most common mistake people do when a disaster is coming?
So the most common mistake we see is people panicking and trying to gather all the supplies they need, or just saying, I have a flashlight, I'm good to go, right? Not even thinking about, does that flashlight need batteries as well? So really thinking through your plan individually to make sure that you have what you need to survive and thrive for 2 weeks.
Fantastic. And you know, you talked a little bit about the person who only has a flashlight. What are some things that we should tell maybe family members around them about how they should prepare?
Yes, yes. So somebody that only has a flashlight, I would say, well, do you have batteries and extra batteries for that flashlight? Because it's only going to last you so long, and it's only going to take care of you in the dark, right? So what about the rest of the day? What about food and water and medicine and pet food and the list, blankets, right? What if the power goes out and it's 20 degrees outside?
Yeah.
You know, so just thinking through those logistics, to be prepared, right, to take care of yourself, but by taking care of yourself, you're also taking care of the larger community.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. So we've talked about what to do to prepare in the case of a disaster,
Yes.
But how do we prepare for the immediate aftermath of a disaster?
Yes, that's a great question, because we often cover pre-disaster or even maybe during a disaster, what to do, where to go, but post-disaster, one is you want to make sure that the area is safe. So check your surroundings. And then 2, decide if you need to stay or go. So by that I mean, is it safe for you to stay in your house? If so, stay in your house and stay put. You have a kit to get through the next week or 2. Or 2, if it's not safe to stay in your home, right, then know where you're going to go. And we have shelters open post-disaster, but also communicate with your local contact. So pre-disaster, you've picked out somebody and you've said, if an emergency happens, I'm coming to your house. So you already have that plan. And you also have picked out somebody who doesn't live in your area and says, if a disaster happens, I'm coming to your house. So stay or go, make a decision and take what you need with you. And then 3 is check in with your loved ones, communicate. They want to know you're safe. And often if you have trouble making a phone call during a disaster, text messages may go through, right? So think about making sure your loved ones know that you're safe.
Fantastic. And that plan, is that something that we just talk about, or should it be written down and kept somewhere?
Yes, definitely write it down and share it with your loved ones so they know where you're going to go. Because in case they can't contact you, they know they can find you at your friend's house, down the road. So communicate with your loved ones where you will go, what the plan is, and how you guys can reconnect.
Awesome. So much great information for our viewers. We need to take a short break, but stick around. We still have lots more you'll want to know about. Welcome back to AARP Connected. We have a few minutes left to talk with Dr. Sarah Breazeale from the American Red Cross about being ready for a natural disaster. So the spirit of helping others is pretty strong across our state. What is the best way for folks to help volunteer after a natural disaster?
Yes, so volunteering after a natural disaster, the best way is to call your local Red Cross and they will get you plugged in to whatever the needs of that community is, right? So that might be feeding, that might be helping with a shelter, and they'll make sure you're trained as well. So don't let that stop you or intimidate you. We'll make sure that you are prepared and trained.
Wonderful. Now, I know that there have been a number of news reports about the shortage of blood across the country, but also in our state. What are some ways that the American Red Cross is helping to alleviate that shortage, and what are some things that we can do?
Yes, absolutely. So we are always encouraging individuals to give blood. And unfortunately, just a small amount of eligible donors actually donate out of different reasons, right? Maybe it's a fear, maybe not knowing if they can donate, but we want to encourage you to donate blood. Donate often as well, right? Because the blood that you donate may literally save a life. So there are blood drives all across the state of Tennessee. There's probably one in your community. We would be happy to help you find your local nearest blood drive and get you signed up for one today.
Great information. Now, I know that this kit has grown a little bit.
Yes.
So let's just recap what should be in this disaster kit.
Yes. And so this kit really recognizes the importance of having a to-go kit, right? And so this is a kit that you can pick up in a backpack maybe and have it with you if you need to leave in an emergency situation. And let's leave your house, right? And so we have a flashlight and some extra batteries in case your batteries run out. We have a battery-powered radio that in case you don't have Wi-Fi or power, you need to be able to receive information about emergency alerts, correct? And then a can opener, because if you may have canned goods, you need a can opener, right? You need to be able to eat that delicious food in that can. And then hand warmers. You can also pack a small blanket if you want as well, but things that will keep you warm in case it's cold outside. We have a first aid kit, just some basics there that you might need, and gloves, of course. Toiletry bags.
Awesome.
So you may need hygiene items. Hopefully you need the hygiene items, right? We have this available. Make sure that this is in your pack, right? And then emergency drinking water. You can fill this with water, but you can also have emergency drinking water in case you don't have access to clean drinking water.
This is fantastic, and everyone should have a kit. Well, Dr. Breazeale, thanks so much again for joining us today. And we have the American Red Cross contact information on the screen. You've shared so many great tips. You are always welcome back on AARP Connected.
Thank you so much.
If you'd like to connect with AARP, we've got some fun events coming up. We've got Movies for Grown-Ups, a free movie screening at the end of June. Those are happening in Memphis, Murfreesboro, and Knoxville. And at the end of July, we are co-hosting a virtual screening of Unhoused, featuring the personal stories and a look at why a solution to the affordable housing crisis is so important. Find out more at aarp.org/TN. Stay in the know on all the latest AARP is doing in Tennessee. Connect with us on any of these popular social media sites. And if you enjoy podcasts, we will have a podcast version of each episode available wherever you download your favorite podcast content. Just hit subscribe and get notifications when new episodes are available. Well, that's all the time we have today. I hope you found our discussion interesting and valuable. I'm Mia McNeil, and thanks for being connected.